Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry for the delay. Shit happens. Uh, but I'm here and I appreciate your patience. Um, so it's Tension Tuesday. We're gonna go over some of the tensions in the world right now and how it affects you and me and you and me and Josh Chandler. And I'm not Obama. Oh no, I'm gonna make people mad this stream. Obama, I don't think you will, brother. Well, you'll make one side mad. It it depends if you're on Bradley B's side or Cheese's side. I don't think Bradley's here, so. But good to see you, friend. Haven't seen you in a bit. So there is tension everywhere right now across the entire world. We have shit going down everywhere. We have countries posturing, and I think that we are in for a really, really bad spot. I think that we only have a couple more of these before everything goes hot and it gets really bad. Because the tensions are just picking up so ridiculously much. So ridiculously much. Cheese, why did you give me damn you, Cheese? So there are many countries that are starting to enter the fray. There are many countries that are starting to get involved, and there are many countries that are very interested in doing a lot of harm. So, we're gonna say hello to everybody, and then we'll get right into everything. So, let's get started. Fiery, what's up, buddy? Dog Mama, hello, hello. Digger, what's up, Digger? Dazzler, I think I said yeah, hello, but whatever. Obama, Josh Chandler, what's up, HT? Yeah. Unfortunately, I had some stuff to take care of, so I was a couple minutes behind, but we're blessed with the presence of Obama tonight. How are you, Mr. President? How's that guy you killed in your pool out back that was paddleboarding? Mafflin Radio, or Rando, what's up? What's up, Jason? Yeah, we'll get to that for sure. And Gemini, hello, hello. So, I want to start with the totally not previously stolen election that totally wasn't previously stolen, because I think that has something to do with the tensions in this country. I think that it has something to do with the outward tensions, and I think it's something that they're trying to distract us from other shit going on so that they can do stupid shit like that. So, well, I thought I clicked the button already, but I did not. If you guys haven't heard, breaking, and this was earlier today, voting machines have been shut down in several Pennsylvania districts due to votes getting flipped. It's almost like this has happened before or something. It's almost like this has happened before. Votes getting flipped. And Palmer Township, Bethany Wesleyan Church, and Lehigh Township, College Hill Presbyterian Church in Easton, and the Allen Township Fire Hall. So is this not the most safest and securest election? And on the up and up, that's perfect and doesn't have any problems with it, because that's what they told us for the last 4 years, and then here comes another one, and it looks pretty shitty, if I'm being honest. So just something to look out for. Yeah, especially at 3 a.m. In Detroit, Michigan. But we all know that was just camera equipment. They were not flipping votes. There was nothing like that going on. How dare you even suggest that, chat? That was just camera equipments in those coolers. Those were not ballots in Detroit. It couldn't have been. I agree. And voter ID. Mm-hmm. That only works if I get to run the dictatorship. Yeah, and it was an uncomfortable feeling today, putting your ballot, like Husky said, putting your ballot in that tabulator, because you never know what the hell's going to happen to it. You can't trust the process anymore. You can't trust the system anymore. Luckily, we didn't have much on our ballot here in Michigan. But if it was more consequential, then, I mean, what do I do in the next presidential race? I don't think my vote counts. I don't think it's going to be appropriately. I'll hook you up, Deez. You talk to me after the show. But for real, there's no conceivable thought that you think that this election is going to be perfect and it's going to be. I'm just. Lindell was right, Jar. Mike Lindell fucked up on his delivery. Mike had the receipts. He just fucked up on his delivery. And if he would have been better advised or a little bit more polished, I think it would have carried more weight. But never voted, but I'm definitely voting for Pierre in our next election. Well, I know you're Canadian. Digger, does Pierre? Digger's our resident Canadian, so. So there's no thought that it's. There's no thought that it's going to be on the up and up. There's no way to be assured. And even if everything is great and everything, there's no election fraud, no election cheating, none of that. The fact that I go to the polling place and feel like it is, that's a problem. That's a problem. It is a problem that I'm not comfortable with my vote or how my vote's cast or how it's going to be counted. That's a problem. Oh, so he's a good guy. PP. Oh no, we're gonna have a Canada off. Do you guys just say sorry back and forth until somebody caves? But moving on, because this isn't an election fraud stream. This is concerning. You're starting to see more and more of this, and I've heard everything from this is a false. Oh fuck! I almost said it. Oh, Obama started. Oh shit. That this wasn't legitimate or it was psyop or whatever you want to call it. The problem is it's going to continue to happen, and it seems like it's gonna ramp up. So a male suspect has been taken into custody with an AR-15, one of those scary black guns, outside the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. U.S. Capitol Police responded to an emergency call concerning a man with an AR-15 outside the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. The individual carrying the AR-15 was tased by U.S. Capitol Police in the park. Doesn't say it was any fucking threat. They just tased a guy because he had a gun in America. Go figure. In the park near the Senate office building after disregarding commands to drop the weapon. Fuck you, I wouldn't have dropped the weapon either. Concurrently, law enforcement is investigating a suspicious package in the Upper Senate Park, where the suspect was reportedly sighted. Staff and other personnel are advised to steer clear of this area. I don't think this video is very impactful, but we'll watch it.
This guy has a gun. This guy has a gun. Cops have him.
I do want to point out that the first media report was that it was a white Supreme Pizza MAGA supporter. He looks like it. It looks like it.
Yeah. A steak, yes.
I believe it is. I believe it is. Okay, so more police presence, blah, blah, blah. Update. Here's a clear photo of the male suspect that was carrying a weapon outside the U.S. Capitol near the Senate building. I mean, this has to be better than watching the election results in Ohio. Well, at least you're not in Pennsylvania, where we know the vote counter is flipping votes. Don't worry, they're going to reconcile it after. So they know that it's flipping votes and how many. And they're just going to fix it later. It'll be fine. When they're going through it, they'll fix it later. And as of 5 hours ago, the U.S. Capitol Police have given the all clear after reports of a suspicious package in the area is now open to the public. Sorry, I had to read that like 3 times. I find handgun scare someone untrained is more likely to shoot someone they don't intend to. I could see that. I could see that. I could see that it definitely takes more training and more experience to effectively handle a handgun. But what's up, Boz? Good to see you, buddy. I mean, they're all dangerous. Like, they're all dangerous. The question is being respectful and responsible around them. Yeah. Are they? I haven't looked at any election results. We don't have much on the ballot. Here in Michigan this year. So I guess we can competitive race, blah blah blah. Oh fuck you, NBC News. Not turning off my thing. Ad blocker. Oh, oh, oh. Sidetrack. Right to abortion. Ohio issue number 1. 59.1% yes. Very likely to pass. Legalize marijuana. 55.7% yes. Likely to pass. Kentucky governor. Democrats are about to win that one. Mississippi, that's no surprise. Virginia state legislature and Pennsylvania Supreme Court. So it doesn't even look like they had to oh, you shut the hell up, you Canadian bastard. Those are fighting words. But yeah, so that's kind of the breakdown. I want to get back on track, so but looks like Ohio's turning blue. So this is currently what's up ADSB wise. Again, we have another incredibly busy night. To have a busy night like this, and this has been pretty consistent. We have a bunch of P8s up, P8s everywhere. Bunch of tankers up, so that means there's fighters everywhere. 762, so command and control with a tanker. That's always fun. KC 135, some more tankers. RC 135. and another KC-135. Again, this is where you don't want to see those kinds of planes up because this is the area where our nuclear strategic bombers are. So, if there's a bunch of tankers up, that's to get those aircraft off the ground because those P-52s need immediate refueling because of their weight. So, bunch of P-8s. Jesus Christ. KC-135. What is near Madison? Looks like we just got some choppers up, some Blackhawks. Blackhawks on north and south side of Madison. Bunch of C-17s. Oh, gross. Don't go to Ohio. But this is what it looks like at 9:00 on a random weeknight. We still have this procession of heavy transports going over. There's another C5. We've been seeing this all week. We've been seeing them come from this area, the Maryland area. They come across and have a stopover, usually UK. Then they stop at Ramstein and unload. And then they've been going elsewhere throughout Europe. So this has been a common sight for us. Not quite going to Israel. A lot of them going to Greece and Turkey. And we'll get into why that's important here in a minute. But there's a lot of equipment up again tonight. And again, we had a conversation about this in Discord. This shit is really expensive to fly these planes nonstop like this. So you don't just do it for the hell of it. They're not like commercial airliners where they can just fly for days. They take a lot of maintenance and a lot of care. So there's an Aussie bird leaving Hawaii. Turkey is, well, maybe not anymore. Maybe not anymore. Let me see if I can find it because that's where I was going first, but we'll try. That was not it. That was not it. That was not it. That wasn't it. It's got to be one of these, right? Basically, it has Zelensky. I know it's not the right article. Here we go. I found her. So War News 24/7 is the website that I use, and it's in Greek. So you got to wait for it to translate. So American-Turkish relations are at rock bottom. Fidan and Erdogan slammed door on Anthony Blinken 3 times. Incirlik base under siege. So this is what I was talking about with it not looking great. Arriving in Ankara, the head of the U.S. diplomacy, Anthony Blinken, realized from the first moment that he's unwelcome in Turkey. And Erdogan slammed the door on him at least 3 times and then went on the counterattack. There were no joint statements. The Turkish foreign minister dribbled away from the embrace of the American foreign minister in an indication that now relations are not friendly. Yeah, from the words of the president, because the words of a president matter.
My heart, there's nothing our nations can't achieve if we do it together. I really mean it. So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
By world, he means like button on Mighty Stream. I gotta fucking dub in like. That would be so much better. Hey, Linda. So there are no joint statements, blah, blah, blah. Dribbled away from the embrace of foreign minister, an indication that now relations are not friendly. At the same time, Turkish President Erdogan avoided meeting him, suddenly announcing that he would be absent. The climate for the U.S. and the other country was and is frozen. So the Anchor Pace under siege, and Digger fucking up my whole progression of my show, but it is, and I said they're probably the first NATO country to bow out and flip, and it's looking like I might have been right. Digger fucking up my whole show, my entire show, but I was going to talk about some of the tensions and some of the unrest going on across the world. So, plus the dub's funnier because it's more ridiculous. The rally was organized by the Islamist-oriented Turkish NGO IHH Humanitarian Aid Foundation on Friday. This particular NGO started a convoy march from Istanbul, bound for Ankara in southern Turkey, with the aim of blocking the base. Yesterday, motorcade passed the last part of its route, while Ankara cars with demonstrators from the province of Urfa and southeastern Turkey also arrived. So, I think we have a video of this one. Yeah. So this is at an American airbase. So the government hates us and their people hate us.
Şu an İncirlik Amerika hava üssü. Şu an bütün Müslümanlar burada. Filistin'in yanındayız. Filistin'e destek için şu an buradayız.
My name is Abdullah. I'm from Chad. That disaster is happening in Gaza. It's not acceptable. The kids, the women, everywhere in Gaza, every person in Gaza is struggling with the disaster is happening in these days. We shall not watch them die every day.
Onlar Müslüman oldukları için katlediyor. Bugün Ukrayna'da da savaş yapıldı. Ama oradaki sarışın çocuklar için herkes, bütün dünya ayağa kalktı. Sarışın çocuklar için ayağa kalkan dünya. Neden Müslüman çocuklar için ayağa kalkıyor? Neden onları kurtarmak için bir çaba sarf ediyor?
I'm just surprised that that man was from Chad and not from. Never mind. You know what I was going to say. I mean, that looks pretty damn messy. If I was there, I'd be kind of concerned about the peace and security in the region. Just saying. It seems like we're wearing out our welcome very quickly, all the way across the world. It seems like they're kind of done with our bullshit. Seems like they're kind of done with our potato, and that we could be fucked pretty soon. And not the good way. Not the good way. Sorry, I'm restructuring the whole show since Digger got ahead of me. So we'll go down the Middle East route, and yeah. Oh, I know. They're all mostly peaceful protests. So now we move into Jordan, another neighboring country. Any attempt to expel Palestinians is equivalent to a declaration of war. Jordan shoots Israel and leaves all possibilities open. I'm just messing with you because it's available. Jordan is leaving all options open into response to what it says is Israel's failure to distinguish between the military and civilian targets in its intensified shelling and ground operations in the Gaza Strip. So that's a common thread right now. And again, there's a ton of these, and frankly, I'm not going to read it all. But there's a ton of this where Israel seems to want to go just nuts and kill anything. And whether you're on the Israeli side or the Palestinian side, it seems like the international community in the world is saying, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah. Not everybody has to agree. I've never had anybody agree. Like everybody agree. We all have our different opinions, and that's okay. I think it's good to have a healthy conversation. So then it seems to be the international community is rejecting all this kind of information. They don't want the indiscriminate bombings. They don't want these things happening. And it seems like Israel's going full ass into it. And the United States hasn't woke up to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't unequivocally support Israel doing something, whether we agree with it or not, that's pissing off the entire national community and putting us on a fucking island all by ourselves. We have long been way over involved bullying all the Middle Eastern countries. It's different culture in life, and we can relate. We should stop. We should stop getting involved in any country. We have enough shit here. We have enough shit here to take care of and handle. We don't need to be anywhere else. Let's get our shit figured out, and then if we have any left over, then we're good. Oh, don't ever, Obama, don't ever be afraid. I mean, fuck, cheese is pro-Palestinian too. Like, there's a couple of us. I'm pro stay the hell out of it and let's stop killing each other. No, you're totally fine, dude. Like, nobody's ever going to chastise you for an opinion. Bradley versus white cheese. So here's another one. Iraqi Kurdistan armed drone shot down by U.S. forces. So apparently we're still not on the ground. We're still not operating, but we're shooting down drones and we're shooting down other equipment in the region. 3 unmanned aerial systems were shot down today over Abriel Airport in northern Iraq. The U.S. and other international forces are stationed in 2 separate attacks. The Iraqi Kurdistan Anti-Terrorism Service said in a statement, as reported by the Reuters agency. It was not immediately clear who is responsible for the attacks, which are the latest in a series of U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria as tensions rise in the Middle East over Hamas's war with Israel. I read that backwards, but it wasn't intentional. The defense system base of a military base near the airport worked successfully against the drones. The statement said there were no casualties or damage to the infrastructure. The U.S. Department of Defense announced. And CTD claims that 2 drones were intercepted. Footage shows interception. The base did not suffer any casualties or damages. I'm very anti-people dying. Very anti-people dying. Well, it's good to have you, Obama. So we'll watch on the potato quality video. Now it's going to be on X, so. I don't think the U.S. has established or has any way to enforce the no-fly zone over Iraq right now. Correct, Dees? So it's weird that we're still air defensing and putting up no-fly zones in a country we shouldn't be in. Iraq, USA, Palestine, Israel, the Islamic resistance in Iraq targeted a U.S. base in the vicinity of Ibril Airport in the Kurdistan region The attack was carried out with 2 HESA Abeli 2T Kasif 2K kamikaze drones originally designed by Iran. So, unconfirmed, but probably by one of the adversaries in the region would probably be very likely. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's not our fight. You guys have a disagreement, figure it out. Like, that's always been my I'm not non-interventionist. Like if something happened and there was a reasonable articulable thing for us to enter something to actually protect and defend something, then I could see an argument for it. But right now, these are two countries that have their own problem. And what the hell do I have? I have no stake in it. I frankly have no care in either side. I really just don't have an investment in either side. I just don't want more Americans to die. I don't want more money going over there. I would rather just stay out of it and let them take care of it. But we have this interventionist mindset where we got to fix everything, and kind of sick of it. NATO suspends treaty on conventional armed forces in Europe after Russia withdrawals. So NATO's, yeah. And the American people, sorry, I'm not trying to turn this into just me and Obama show, but the American people don't want to be involved anymore. It's defense contractors, politicians, the American people, they don't want to be there anymore. You can see that with our military numbers. Nobody wants to go fight for Israel. But anyways, NATO allies today condemned Russia's decision to withdraw from the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe, a key post-Cold War deal. And this one's simple. Again, there is a border dispute between a Russian territory and a former Russian territory. Let them figure their shit out. How we're not involved in that war is so beyond me. How we are not officially involved in the war that's between Ukraine and Russia it just blows my mind. We're giving all of the military assistance to Ukraine. We're giving all the everything. And nah, we're not in the war yet. Russia's just being terrible. Of course, Russia's pulling out of all the treaties because they've handcuffed them for so many years. The United States and NATO haven't held up to their end by not moving in on their territory. Don't blame Russia. Sorry. And again, I absolutely fucking love this country, but there are two different groups. There are the people in charge, and that includes the people making boatloads of money, and the American people. We're not on the same team. And the American people don't want any of this shit. They don't want any of it. This is all driven by governments and people that don't have any stake in the game. Just a way to make money off of it. Taliban strike Pakistan. Islamist attack on Air Force Base. 9 dead, 3 aircraft destroyed. So now we're seeing again. And that's true. And they're not going to, Patrick. That's never going to be it's going to be Iraq all over again, where we just go in, fuck up the country, and make it 20 times worse than it was before it started. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So, as we see, here's another instance where it's starting to really branch out and kind of affect other places. This has been my concern from the very start, is that this would very quickly go beyond the borders of Israel and Palestine and would start going quickly out in the direction where you'd be getting other countries involved. And here you have another organization that's tied to Iran, tied to Hamas, and now we're continuously moving it out. And good on that. I mean, they were good on their word. They said if we continued fucking around in their backyard, they were going to continue to coalition and to build coalitions and, you know, go that way. But this is what I'm concerned with is the expansion of it from people that need to get involved that shouldn't be getting involved. Well, it's never the idea, Patrick, is to never conquer. The idea is to continue enriching themselves. So it's a circular argument. So the politicians authorize it. The defense manufacturers make more tanks, more missiles, more bullets, more guns, and then it all just goes around and around and around and around. So, oh, Bobby, YouTube hates me right now. Absolutely fucking hates me. So, you probably won't get one for a while. Jacob Castro, I agree, unfortunately. Hey, kitty. So, Taliban-linked terrorist group Tariq-e-Jihad claimed the responsibility for a significant attack tonight on Menawali Air Force Base in northern Pakistan. The terrorist group appears to have snuck onto the base using ladders and claiming to have destroyed several aircraft as well as some kind of armored vehicle. The Pakistani army is currently conducting an operation to secure the base and having already killed multiple of the terrorists. So that's going on. Like I said, we'll go to Russia in just a minute. That's Russia. That's Russia. That's Russia. I knew there was 2 more Middle Eastern stories. Oh, here's one of them. Wall Street Journal, U.S. plans to supply Israel with 2,000 SMICE smart bombs for precision airstrikes. So again, we're just pumping equipment in, pumping money in. So the Biden administration has informed the U.S. Congress that it plans to deliver SPICE, smart, precise, impact, cost-effective type smart bombs to Israel with an estimated value of over $320 million as reported by the American newspaper Wall Street Journal. Cost-effective. I can't do math tonight, so I'll cheat and use a calculator. Oh, that wasn't hard. $160,000 a bomb, but they're smart and affordable. So $160,000 a bomb, but they're smart and affordable. It's fine, guys. It's fine. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the spice often means something different. Yeah. The White House reported notified congressional leaders of a planned $320 million aid package to Israel, which consists of 2,000 precision-guided smart bomb kits produced under the Smart, Precise, Impact, Cost-Effective SPICE family of glide bombs. So, yes, he will. If you're in the right group, you got to pick your group effectively. And there's already so many that dwindled down. So you're going to have to do some historical research. The Corn Pop Gang. If the Corn Pop Gang is your neighbor, then he'll probably help. Bugs me. They want our bombs, artillery, pay for it. They don't have cash. Give us land, ass, grass, or cash. Nobody writes for free. Exactly. But politicians enrich themselves. The defense contractors get more budget, and the money is coming from the American people. Not actually, not anymore. But so it's just a circular. Everybody's getting rich at the top because let's face it, the empire's about to fall. Like, we can't sugarcoat it and bullshit it anymore. Like, we can't. We can't. Oh, you might be in then. Yeah, ask Dog Mama after the show. She'll the United States government loves acronyms. They literally get off on acronyms. But yeah, Dog Mama's an expert. She has a whole operation going, so she'll be able to help you out. All right. So we will deliver. Oh, reform contract. Love you, Jess, but I can't do this dumbfire again. I think that was for Jess, not me. Or was that for me? Yeah, and I think so too. But I think we're in the final. I think we're in the final throes of what the hell we got going on, and it is. It's all about self enrichment. Get every single dime before you can, before they turn the lights off. Fuck it. And that seems to be what it is, and that's why our politicians are selling us out. That's why defense contractors are making ridiculous amounts of money, and because they don't want a resolution. They want it to continue. They want this to continue. They want this to drone on. They want this to roll on. And they want this to continue going down the road. They don't want resolution in any way. And we'll see that after we transition to Russia, Ukraine. They don't want it. So the French Minister of Defense, during an interview, gave newspaper L'Orient des Jours, revealed that the French will send dozens of armored vehicles to the Lebanese army so that they can properly carry out its patrols in the country in cooperation with UNIFIL forces. Following a visit to the country, blah, blah, blah. So, about 700 French soldiers serve in the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, which was established in 1978 after violence erupted on the Israeli-Lebanon border. So, it's just another backfill. And it's more countries putting their nose and their business in places where it doesn't belong. And that kind of sucks. So, hell yeah. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick gifted 5 Money Meat memberships. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Bobby, I tell you everything, baby. I tell you everything, Bobby. Thanks, Patrick. Bonus for me being drunk. Oh, that's how it works, eh? All right, so the country on the hill that's scaring the shit out of me is Iran, because I feel like if we get into a conflict with Iran, so many people are going to die and there'll be no end in sight. You see all kinds of movement. You see the axis of evil. Oh shit, you're American Cheese again? Cheesy's a member now too. Thank you, sir. No comment. So So when we start coalescing these countries, and we already see Russia, we already see North Korea, we already see Iran, and like when we did the breakdown of countries and which way they'll fall, I think that there is certainly some indication that the United States isn't going to have a lot of friends with this one. So we're already one whisker away from war with Iran, anyways. Yeah, but Iran brings. That's what I'm trying to say. Iran's going to bring China. They're going to bring Russia. They're going to bring North Korea. It'll be the worst war since World War II. Yeah, and I think it would be even worse than World War II. Unfortunately, we need cooler heads to prevail and people to come with solutions instead of bullshit. Because at some point, somebody's going to do something stupid. This is going to kick off, and we're going to see a lot of dead young men and women. So, a lot of dead young men and women. Oh, the Kiwis turned on you now? I haven't seen anything from down there. So, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, met with the leader of Tehran-backed Palestine group Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh. The Iranian capital, Iranian state media reported today after a Hamas official said the two met recently. Sorry, I'm so shit at... Shut up, Bobby. Yeah, I think so too, but you know my take on what's going to happen with good old Donnie, Uncle Donnie. So the Islamic Republic says it supports Hamas, but had no role in the group's surprise attack on Israel last month. And again, I think it's no, like, there's no question there that I love this country and I support the shit out of the United States. Oh, like a Hatfield and McCoy thing? It will be. It will be. This is going to be, it's going to be unprecedented. And you add to that the fact that the generations that are here on this earth right now didn't have to go through one. Shit, Cheese, are you drunk too? Thanks, buddy. American Cheese gifted 5 Mighty Meat memberships. Thanks, bud. Well, that's the flip side of it. Does this make people grow up, or does this make it so we get more bullshit? Also, make sure you have gifts turned on since since everybody's drunk tonight. So, mods can help. I think they know how. So, Vietnam is nothing compared to what Iran versus NATO and Arab countries will be. Yeah, I probably agree. Shit. Thanks, buddy. Oh, damn. Dog Mama's sober. So, I support the hell of this country. You'll never convince me that it's worth the United States getting involved in every regional conflict. I understand. I was in military intelligence. I get the benefit to having bases around the world. I get the human intelligence that's on the ground. I get the facts that it's important to get signals intelligence, and it's important to get have people on the ground and be able to do that. I don't think it's worth, one, the entire world hating you, and two, I don't think it's worth what we're about to go through. It's just that we feel so helpless because of the Biden administration. Yeah, no, I agree. So, I 100% agree. So, so we were talking about briefly that maybe this will wake some of this Gen Z bullshit up, but I don't think so. I think we're at such a comfortable time, and it's been so long since a hardship. If you take into the World War II people, well, they were raised by people that were, had to deal with, or there was some kind of interaction, family to family, with people that also had to deal with World War One, that had to deal with the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl, blah blah blah blah blah blah. If you're being honest, for fucking 70 years, 2 generations almost probably, we've had a pretty comfy life. We've had a pretty comfy life. Yeah, we've lost a lot of service members in the Middle East and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But we've had a pretty comfy life. And that's what scares me, because there's no message of that toughness, or there's no message of that uncomfortableness that brought us to the country that we were at the time. That just isn't there anymore. It isn't there. So all we have is that things have been relatively peaceful, relatively easy. Access has been unprecedented. So what do we do from here? I mean, what do we do from here? Because we don't know what to do. We truly don't. We have no idea what it was like to get fucking ration coupons to go get your. I mean, geez, you've looked a lot into history. I have as more of the war side. You looked into more of the other side, but well, fix it, Jacob. Their parents fought in World War II. Then they're like, "Fuck you, Dad! I'm going to get acid and get Bud Light." The neighbor. Exactly. And you had the 60s and the 70s where it was kind of rebellious and it was very comfy. And there wasn't any major calling. Yeah, you had Vietnam. Vietnam was terrible, but Vietnam was so isolated. It wasn't the whole world. It wasn't the whole world. And I think that's where we're going to run into a significant problem, when we have to start putting up people that have no fucking idea what's going on. And they're going to have to defend and extend this great nation. And I just don't think they can. I hope they prove me wrong. The United States did too during the World Wars. You're only allowed, so many credits and all that kind of shit. Like, there was definite scarcity during the World Wars. That's what the soldiers fought for: freedom to be degenerates. And they did. But at some point you have to pay for it again. Like, you can't go 3, 5, 10 generations without fucking doing anything. You have to re-up your commitment. Then those people raised us, right? And we're who we are. Well, go get some, Gemini. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I think so. I found the rest of the Middle East articles, by the way. There's in a different tab. All right, so then you have stuff like this. This is exactly where this stream was supposed to be going. This can all be corrected, but no generation today has the guts, so now it's all just funny. Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to turn it around, and it's going to take extreme hardship, and it's going to take people at the brink of losing everything they have, and we'll see if we still have that spirit. I don't know that we do. I really don't. I don't know that we do. But they misunderstood the pursuit of happiness part. They pursued unhappiness. Yeah. Well, they will, and I've heard people say this before, they'll try and dupe you by saying, well, it's the pursuit of happiness, but you never get happiness. There's never happiness at the end of it. You're just wasting your life pursuing it. Well, yeah, if you're not capable of getting there, then yeah. It is. Because with all that, we brought complacency, and we let people be complacent. Always. Nope, we're changing that. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Yeah, I don't ever have like a strong direction. I just let you guys take me there. Because that's the only way to get shit like that from cheese. Yeah, I was going to tell you, but then shit happened, so we're going to move it to Friday. Massive U.S. strike force in red. 154 Tomahawk missiles carried by USS Florida alone. Blinken warns Iran and Hezbollah. Yeah. Wait, who's right? I'm right? Don't tell me I'm right. Oh, shit. Don't do that. Yeah. Again, it's the contractors, defense contractors enriching the politicians enriching the defense contractors, and it's a bad way to set it up. The American Foreign Minister Anthony Blinken, during a trip to Baghdad, threatened Iran and Hezbollah with serious consequences if the escalation and expansion of the Israeli-Hamas conflict. And again, we're chastising somebody else for getting involved, but we have our dick all over it. We have mushroom tipped this whole fucking thing. Oh, I think we will. I think there's still enough of us left that give two shits about this country, but I'm hoping we can get rid of a lot of those 18 to 23, 24s pretty fucking quick. And then we'll probably be better off. Shit, did I just say that? I didn't mean that. Blinken seems very weak. He seems very insecure, too. Very. You're damn right. That I just lifted up my desk. So, Blinken threatens threats were accompanied by the deployment of an aircraft carrier USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, CVN-69 and its battle group, along with the Ohio class submarine to the Red Sea. Yep, exactly. Blinken is nervous, and he knows they're going to call his bluff, and he has nothing left. So it's very important we send a clear message to anyone who might seek to take advantage of the conflict in Gaza to threaten our personnel here or anywhere else in the region. Don't do it, Blinken said at a Baghdad airport. Officials say the Biden administration has also sent messages to Iran and Hezbollah through regional partners, including Turkey. How did that work out for you, jackass? The United States is ready to intervene militarily against them if they launch attacks against Israel, the New York Times reported.
At the same time, it was very important to send a very clear message to anyone who might seek to take advantage of the conflict in Gaza to threaten our personnel here or anywhere else in the region. Don't do it. I made very clear that the attacks, the threats coming from militia that are aligned with Iran are totally unacceptable, and we will take every necessary step to protect our people. We're not looking for conflict with Iran. We've made that very clear, but we'll do what's necessary to protect our personnel be they military or civilian.
He's not a strong person. He doesn't have that strong demeanor. He just doesn't. He doesn't at all. He doesn't at all. And then somebody, well, yeah. Okay, there's one more. What? So weak. What a limp cock. Yes. Very limp. Yeah. Yeah, don't do it because he doesn't have anything to back up. Anthony Blinken is fucking Reddit. He's Reddit in real life. He's IRL Reddit. He is IRL Reddit. Reminds me of the cuck servitors endlessly cleaning their rifle, covers and steals their election and install dipshit fuzz. They'll cleaning their rifles. Yeah, and to be honest, it is it difficult? Yeah, it's incredibly difficult. What do we do? And we have so many people that are so fucking passive and won't stand up for what they believe in. And I think that's the frustrating part. If I go any further, I'll probably get arrested for inciting an insurrection. So we'll stop right there. There's no advice given on this channel. Ever. Yeah, but he's weak and he's trying to project strength, and people are laughing at him, literally. All right, so last part of the Middle East, and then we'll go first. Extra atmospheric downing in history. Israel intercepted an Iranian missile in space with an Arrow 3. Everything changes in the Middle East. This one, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to look at. If this is accurate, then this is bad. I will look into this in more depth, and I will certainly provide an update specifically on this. If we're shooting down missiles in space, that's not good. That's not good. But I think it was upper atmosphere. I don't think it was technically space, but that's why I have to get the actual information. So, idea officials to the Aero defense system intercepting a missile launched by Iran-backed Houthi terrorist from Yemen. Are these all shit? Sorry, are these all the same ones? I don't speak that language. I barely speak English, but we know this. Yeah. See, that doesn't look like space to me, quote unquote. Like, say, chunk up there is just bad enough as it is. There's a difference where space starts, where it gets important. So where the orbital space is and what kind of infrastructure we have in that area. I'll look into it. I'll put out a video on it. It just came in too late for me to fully vet because I have, like I said, I have some stuff going on. So, and then I know. No, it didn't. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if it is Russian. Damn, Patrick Kennedy. Thank you, sir. It could be translated. It's Hebrew. Interception of surface missile by the HATS missile defense system. So that's Hebrew. This is kind of solemn, and then we'll switch over to the other conflict going on in the world, and then thank you again, Patrick. I really appreciate it, buddy. Make sure you have your gift membership stuff on. Well, it's the other part that we don't care about, Obama. Like, let's be for real. No. Do you have your gift membership stuff on? Huh. I'll look at that too, for sure. Allegedly, it goes off from how much you communicate in the chat, is the word going around town. But no, he's not everybody's favorite. I happen to think he's our best chance that we have left. But we'll do this as we transition. I often say that 2024 will be the most important election in the history of our country. Our country is being destroyed by people who have no idea what they're doing, or worse, they might have an idea, they might hate our country, and they might want to see it destroyed. But it may also be the last election we've ever had. If this election doesn't work, if this election is rigged or stolen, if bad things happen, our country will not survive. I think that's probably more accurate than you would think. So I don't think this is the same clip, but it could possibly be. They have it clipped up weird. I think so too. I certainly think so too.
Remember Hillary? She said he'll cause a war. He'll cause a war. Look at him, the way he talks. He'll cause a war. I said, no. The way I talk, I'll stop wars. I'm the only president in 72 years that didn't start a war. The only one. No, we didn't. But we finished wars. We finished ISIS and a lot of others. We got out of Syria. We got out of Iraq. Remember?
Okay, so apparently they don't have the other clip. So, well, fuck you then. So we go from one limp dick weak bastard to another limp dick weak bastard. I know. So we go to another limp dick. God, I hate this guy. All right, so we're going to Russia, Ukraine. Zelensky, if you don't keep quiet, you're next. The right-hand man of the Ukrainian Agid was murdered. Operation Anti-Valkyria in Ukraine. So, if you haven't paid attention, the Ukrainian government or the Ukrainian armed forces are no longer listening to the Ukrainian government because they're getting their ass handed to them. And you have Zelensky out there playing movie star, trying to be tough, and getting his ass kicked. Vladimir Zelensky sent a deadly warning to Zaluzhny, as one of the close associates to the chief of the general staff of the armed forces of Ukraine. Major Gennady Chastyakov was killed yesterday, Monday, 6/11/23, by an explosion that occurred at the home in celebration of his birthday. So he's gonna Ron should have stayed on the bench. Ron should have stayed on the bench. Take votes away from Trump, so they're hoping to make closer to the election or something. Well, that's that's hopefully, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the election pulls out, but Dog Mama put it up for you, Patrick. That's not true, Obama. Gross. Yeah, RFK is dangerous. RFK is very dangerous. So, Operation Valkyrie was a plan by the Nazi military in the event of the general breakdown of the nation's political order, aimed at the continued exercise of power by the Nazis. This plan was used to organize a coup against the Hitler regime.
Nazi fags.
That was the president who said it. I didn't. I said it 4 times before that.
9.
All right. So the Russians are fucking toying with the Ukrainians. The Russians are toying with the Ukrainians. Russians give free shot to Zelensky's army. Ukraine crashed north of Bakhmut. Russian blitzkrieg to Chazov Yar. The Ukrainians lost the territorial gains of 3 months. Signs of total collapse of the Ukrainian defenses are now visible on almost all fronts of the war, with the war between Vladimir Zelensky's administration and the army reaching its peak. Russian forces have launched a blitzkrieg north of Bakhmut, recapturing most important territory and now advancing toward Chazov Yar. Already, Russian forces are outside the outskirts of Bogdanov settlement. After I can't pronounce either one of those. The Russians went on the offensive in the Bakhmut front, taking advantage of the movement of Ukrainian reserves to Avdiivka. Yep. We don't ever give any advice. Yeah, that's definitely Russian. So, and there are just tons of these where the Ukrainians are getting their ass kicked over and over. We'll end with that one. So, sorry, I'm looking for one. Here we go. There's the follow-up to it. Another one where they just went in and annihilated everything. The Russians are done fucking around. I think the Russians had kind of the same plan as the Americans, but not maybe as in depth. I thought they thought it would be good to replace some old stock, get some defense contractors working again, get some training, and get some conscripts off the books, maybe. So I think it's potential. Jesus, you learned nothing from what I taught you. I learned something. I'm working on my Russian. We're just not good. Massacre of dozens of Ukrainians in Donetsk, 235 soldiers lost, 4 brigades defeated. So, and this is all very recently. This is, they do it backwards because it's Europe, but this is not very long ago. Well, the Russians weren't going to bite. And the Russians weren't going to immediately get involved in a massive world war. So they had to go elsewhere to try and start it. Mm-hmm. I think the borders are moving, Jacob. And the allegiances and alliances are moving. Ukraine's armed forces have lost up to 235 soldiers, 2 armored vehicles, 6 cars in the Donetsk region in the past 24 hours, with 4 brigades defeated, the Russian Defense Ministry said. Russian forces overpowered the 28th, 54th, and 10th Assault Brigades and the 112th Territorial Defense Brigade near the settlements of... Fuck that. I'm not even trying any of those words. 235 soldiers, 2 armored vehicles, 6 cars. So it's a lot more American bullshit getting destroyed. They're not just doing it with soldiers on the ground. They decided to take back their air too. Russia, we shot down 17 Ukrainian drones in the Black Sea and Crimea. Russian air defense systems intercepted and destroyed a total of 17 remote-controlled drones of Ukraine in the early hours of today over Black Sea and Crimean Peninsula, the Russian Defense Ministry announced. No casualty information. Port of Sevastopol. So, again, the Russians seem like they're done. It seems like they're just going to start taking shit back. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. But wait, the United Nations and other countries are still trying to provoke Russia. Bring our entire might home and actively protect our country. We're going to need it, sir. We're going to need it. Unfortunately, because they're going to continue poking the bear. They're going to just continue on this path. Belarus hastily summoned the Polish High Commissioner for violations of its airspace. So again, and we've seen this on flight radar. The Russians go out of their way to be incredibly careful. And I'm sure that they dick around and play and, provoke Russia at times. Or provoke Europe at times. Russia does. But they seem to be hella careful. And then you have the Polish or the Americans or the British or the French that just don't give a shit and just will fly right over and provoke. And there has to be mutual respect at some point. Belarus has reported 5 violations of its airspace by a Polish aircraft since early September. Valery Ravenko, head of the International Military Cooperation Department of country's defense ministry, said on Friday. So there's all kinds of American and United Nations affiliated planes that are very connected, and provoking the Russians. And I don't know. Russia's been incredibly steadfast with all this. I think they've shown a hell of a lot of restraint, which is good because we'd probably be in war if they had any kind of reaction to it. Because I think that's the intention, is the United States is trying to drag someone into a major conflict. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll pop over here. Oh shit, I forgot too about. See, I should have done it that way. Oh, damn it. Defense agreements. Oh, we read this one. No, we didn't read this one. Putin, Haftar, Russian naval base in Libya together with Algeria. They close exit to the Mediterranean. So this is yet another blow to the Americans in the region. The Russians are doing a very good job building coalitions and building up forces and finding the weaknesses and patching them. And here we go. A bomb deal, a Russian naval base in eastern Libya. So they'll the defense deal has alarmed Washington for several reasons. First, Turkey controls western Libya and Russia controls eastern Libya. The two countries fly outside France, Italy, and U.S. So here we go again. We're starting to nothing. Yeah, and if you look at any kind of image, you can see the United Nations and NATO and Western aligned powers just encircling Russia and not taking any time to. No, I didn't hear about that. Family in Donetsk being slaughtered in their sleep. It was Russian soldiers, but it was clear an unprovoked killing committed by rogue soldiers. And unfortunately, war is hell, and you're going to get that. It doesn't make it better, and I hope that they're dealt with, and it's not okay, and it sucks for the family. But unfortunately, one of the things that you get when you have a war, and it's fucking terrifying. That's again why we should stay out of it. So. He is. I didn't see anything on it, so if you have something, please send me before we get there. Russia is prosecuting them. Well, I mean, if you go outside the bounds of what's normal, then you should be dealt with. But I also think that war. I don't know that you can have war crimes when the stated goal is killing the other side. That's just a personal aside for me, but I don't think that if the goal is kill people on the other team, that you can have a quote war crime. So, anyways, Russia and Turkey will extend control of the Sahel zone. We remind you that currently that France as well as the U.S. began to withdraw from a series of countries in Africa such as Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, etc. And I covered that a couple weeks ago. Don't get depressed. We're just going to band together and be the greatest nation in the world again. We just have to pull our heads out of our ass. Don't ever take this as defeat. For real. Don't ever take this as defeat. This is just a wake-up call that we got to pull our heads out of our asses and start fighting for what's ours again. It's high time we don't let any of these assholes fuck us over anymore. Take it back. Little by little, piece by piece. Russian ships will... I mean, unless you want to come here to get depressed, then fuck it, go for it. I don't care. Russian ships will be literally next to Italy and Greece, controlling southern Europe. Constant strategic goal of the United States to keep Russia out of the Mediterranean is on the way. Bobby came to come. Yeah. Yep. Currently, the Russian fleet has a naval base in Tartus, Syria. The emergence of another Tobruk will greatly expand Russia's capabilities in the Middle East. Fifth and most important, 3 countries in a row have a strategic orientation with the BRICS, Algeria, Libya, and Egypt, which have already entered it. Algeria and Libya can close the entry-exit between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. I'm pro-Russian in this conflict simply because I believe their objectives are more likely to prevent an absolute war in the world. I respectfully won't go as far as pro-Russia. Just because I love this fucking country too much, and I'm probably brainwashed into thinking that Russia's the baddie. But again, just my personal opinion. I think Russia has shown considerable restraint and has been the United States has been much more abhorrent in this entire thing, but I can't flip that way just because of who I am and where I came from. So. Oh, not the spicy one. Yeah, I saw that. I can bring it up. There wasn't anything. I thought they were going to do a nuke test. I still think they're going to do a nuke test. But. Holy fuck. And mind you, we just had a Minuteman ICBM fail in California the other day. No, I don't think so either. I think they're both shit. This is just my shit. And I think D's threatened to come up and slap me. Bring it, bitch. So again, I want you to know that we're not in this war. We're not in this war. This just happened. This just happened fairly recently. I believe this was the one. No, this is the older one. We hit another ship recently. Moment a French scout missile tears apart the Russian corvette Askold. Ukrainians acquired from non-export version from France. So this was much like the other day when they hit what was it, Sevastopol, the Black Sea Fleet, where it was an American missile, or it was an American plane that delivered a British missile with an American pilot and a British spotter, but it was Ukraine that shot it. Like, figure that one out. And that's the actual footage. I am an internet asshole. So obviously it was hit. This one by a French missile. So I want to leave you with a couple things that relate back to the United States specifically. And the part that worries me the most out of any of it. And again, it's not just that we're seeing reports. It's not just that we're seeing concerns. We're hearing it from certain members of us that were in the military. So as for friends in, here's some chatter of things moving. We can see it moving on the flight boards. We can see shit going on. Things are, the United States is convinced that this is going to go very hot, very quick. So these are the things that worry me. That's more accurate. That's more accurate. Yes. I won't ever believe any of you. Who, Ozzy? I wouldn't believe Ozzy either. I wouldn't believe Ozzy either. But for real. So this is the kind of shit that keeps me up at night and that I get worried about.
Trust China. China is asshole.
Not that was terribly placed. These are the things that bother me. There's two stories. One, Iran threatens the U.S. over Gaza. They will be hit hard if there's no truce. Our advice to the Americans. They're actively saying that Iran said today we will be severely hurt if Washington does not implement a ceasefire in Gaza, according to statements by the country's defense minister carried out by the semi-official Tasnim news agency. Our advice to Americans is immediately stop the war in Gaza and implement a ceasefire. Otherwise, they will be hit hard, said Muhammad Reza Astayani. Oh, are you finally transitioning? I know we talked about it, but I didn't know you finally went forward with it. Congratulations, friend. I'm very happy for you. I'm very happy for you, sweetie. After the surprise attack by Hamas on Israel on October 7th, the Israelis seek to destroy the Palestinian organization. Again, poorly timed laugh. Iran considers the U.S. to be militarily involved in the conflict. And why does this bother me? One, because I think Iran just might actually do it. I don't think they're going to have... What's up, Cool Frog? I don't think they're going to have the restraint that you see in other countries and other places. I just don't see the restraint there. That the fucking saint-like patience that we've got out of Russia, which is truth. It's not me sucking Putin's dick. It's actual legitimate. They've shown a great deal of restraint. It was an Iranian threat to the United States, Obama. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You heard it here first. You're a public figure. That's not defamation, you bitch. After the surprise attack. Oh, sorry. We already. So, I think that Iran won't show the same restraint that Russia has through this whole issue. On top of it, the United States is too stupid to back off and just let it go. So, yeah, it's this is a concern. This is one of the things that really bothers me. So, true, greatest ally. Secondly, this asshole, he just needs to go away. And the CIA hasn't JFK'd him, so I'm starting to think that it might be on his side. Zelensky breaks down on NBC, Putin is a goddamn terrorist. Either the U.S. will send money or send their children to fight. And this is a second time that he said this. This isn't the original time that he said it. So, we've heard him say it before. It's total bullshit. But the fact that he hasn't been JFK'd yet concerns me. Because is the U.S. using him as a prop so they can continue to propagate this hell? Yeah, he certainly is a puppet. 100% a puppet. So, he played penis piano. I'm sure everybody saw it, but that might be a good way to end the show. We don't, nobody's too upset. So before he was, you mean like this? This is, Vladimir Zelensky, the strong, tough dude and, pushing back to Russia.
That's the TC.
Oh, I can help you later.
E.
Full disclosure, I have done worse, and I would happily be president at some point. But not right now. I don't want that responsibility. I just want it when it's fun and I can go to countries I've never been to. ladies and gentlemen, this is not to scare. This is to inform. It really, truly is. Things seem to be heating up, and it's a game of chicken, and neither one of these motherfuckers can see. Nobody seems to be trying to get away from this. Everybody seems to be escalating it. It seems to be going and going and going. And we don't see the cooler head. We don't see the person prevailing that can end this or put a stop to this or reduce tensions. All we see is a continuation of building tensions. And that's really, really what I think our biggest issue is, and the part that scares me the most. So, oh, he is. He is a coward. He is a coward. But, ladies and gentlemen, if I could be PM for a month, I'd have things work right again. Yeah. I think anybody that had some kind of care outside of lining their pockets fuck YouTube. YouTube hates me right now anyways, so kind of pushing it. Great time to say I have a Rumble channel. If I'm not on YouTube, that's where I went. But I want to thank everybody for the memberships and the gift memberships tonight. Fucking awesome. I appreciate it, y'all. I also want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. I think it's important that we take a look at these things and understand the tension. So, like I said, for the time being, we'll do Tuesday tensions. Programming note coming up, we will have the next, I don't know why. I don't know. Don't ask me. We'll have the next GOP debate tomorrow. I don't know what fucking time. Probably normal time. Or the GOP presidential debate tomorrow. I don't know. We're moving the anniversary show to Friday, so I can actually put something together and plan and do something I need to do. So we'll have regular news on Thursday. We'll have my 1-year stream anniversary on Friday, and we'll do some drinking and having a good time. But other than that, that is going to be it for me tonight. Everybody stay safe. Love seeing you guys around, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Have a good night. Take care, y'all.